Oh, you don't know that yet.
I don't know what. What don't I know? I don't know many
Um,
things. Will it be explained to me in the trailer?
I guess we'll find out, but if
Exciting.
not, yeah.
Okay.
And while we're doing this, I'm gonna play some Stardew Valley.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Um. Right. Let me post the things.
Yeah.
Tell the people.
Tell the world.
People.
Tell the world what you've done.
Exactly. What are you doing? Good. All right.
All right.
Well, hello out there. Welcome back
Bye.
to Table Talk Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Great on 95.
And I'm your third host. And
That's
I'm
right.
taking a pill and playing Stardew Valley right now.
Hell yeah. So, apologies right off the bat. I can already tell that I sound different because I am sick. Woo!
I didn't even know who you were at first.
That's right. I have either a cold going on or it is allergies. I honestly don't know. But I do not have a temperature of anything that is above normal. So it is not a fever, and that is where I am happy.
That's good.
So I'm not either super COVIDed yet, or I have not been COVIDed at all. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But the show must go on. You know.
Well, what you don't want COVID? You don't want to be like COVID friends?
No, no, not right now, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I went through it one time. I'm good without it again.
Yeah, I went through it 3 times.
Yeah, that's right. Jeez. Hello in there. Hello, Lux. How are you?
Hello.
Probably should get tested. I didn't have a fever either. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow I'm gonna go out and get some home tests and make sure, because I have a thing tomorrow, and if I don't test beforehand, I'll feel really bad. And so my guilt and shame will get me to do that. Don't you worry.
Guilt and shame are powerful motivators.
They really are. So I'm gonna test myself tomorrow and see how it goes. Hopefully it's not COVID, because that would suck.
Yeah.
If it
would.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly would suck if it happened to be COVID.
That's right.
Would be a shame if it was COVID.
Could be a shame if you had COVID-19.
Again.
Yeah.
Funny story, that.
Yeah, how has yours been?
Basically it acted like the exact same way it did when I got it the first time.
Yeah.
I had 2 days of fever, and after that, completely fine.
Oh,
Just a head cold.
Yeah, that's good at least.
Which I'm still going through right now.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
The problem is, when I got it the first time and I got my head cold, I got like not allergy, like congestion medicine and shit like that to, deal with the slime and the sludge.
Right.
But I didn't get sinus medication.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And so after COVID went away, I guess I still had a small amount of sinus crap left over.
Yeah.
And so that has allowed it to come back twice.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. This time I finally have sinus meds, and I'm like kicking its ass now.
Good. Very good. Well, today we are going to be looking at the new announced One Dnd.
Oh boy.
The trailer that came out, as well as the FAQ that they have out there. Because why not? And we'll see what's new, what's old, and everything. Now,
and what'll make you angry?
Oh, good. I've heard a few things, but from what I understand, it is backwards compatible with 5e. So it is 5.5.
Yes.
I know that they're like no additions anymore. They never, but like 4e wasn't an addition; it just was the 4th edition. We all called it 4e, right? The new edition thing was always more of a community colloquial thing, rather than it being an official thing.
Yeah.
Except for no, I think even 3.0 and 3.5 are the same way. So
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
where we just kind of declare, because it's a rules change that's big enough to constitute it being different fundamentally.
Yes, exactly. So so we'll see what our good old lords up in the Tower of Wizards of the Coast are going to tell us today.
The Tower of the Coast.
The tower on the coast that has all of the wizards inside of it. This is the One Dnd world reveal trailer that is from their official channel on YouTube. So this is exciting. Let us see.
Dungeons & Dragons is a thrilling adventure. One we play together as Dungeon Master and players, but also an adventure itself. Now, we stand at the start of a new generation of Dungeons & Dragons, and today we're going to introduce some of what's in store for us as we embark on an initiative that we call One Dnd.
Growing up, I loved fantasy, but I never saw myself as the hero because I didn't think it was possible for someone who looked like me, who acted like me, who was like me, to be that hero.
We want to continue to reach out to folks who are interested in fantasy, who love storytelling, who enjoy spending time with their friends and creating these collective stories that they can remember for years to come.
D&D's been around for 50 years, and there's very little that persists that long that becomes generational, that people can really just not only share, but literally hand down to their kids. What we want to do is just add to that legacy.
We did a smart thing with 5th edition by listening to the fans, and what came out of that process was a system that is stable, that is well-loved, that incorporates the best elements of earlier editions. Now that we have
that. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I don't mean to, like, chuckle.
No, I know. It just, like, it has a lot of the best elements, you're right.
But
it just is missing a lot of things to give it a lot of depth, I think. So
yeah, God forbid. Like, the thing is, if you want to keep it, if you wanted to make it that way, fine. But then could you maybe do a DMG too? That's like, here's all the fluff that you liked from, you know, the other edition. That's more popular than this right now.
Well, that's why I think, like, with Xanathar's and with Tasha's, they were kind of starting to do that a lot more. They were starting to put in things that were like, and the mystery book, whatever that one was called, I forgot already. That one to add in, like, specific mystery kind of mechanics and stuff. But I think a lot more general things are needed for 5e itself. So
it can't really make these claims, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Not that 5e is bad; it's just not as good. And they're like, the way they're talking about it, it's like, oh man, this is the greatest edition of D&D. No,
it's good for beginners. It's good for beginners. Oof. Hey Slay, how's it going? Based on nothing, I always assumed that referred to the Sword Coast. Oh, Wizards of the Coast? Yes. Yeah. You're right.
We are no longer in the position where we think of D&D as an edition. It's just D&D.
This edition is a rule set that has worked for so many.
But why?
Yeah, that was what I was like, oh, you're not going to like that. Or Alejo's not going to like that.
But why? Hey, Durat's here. What's up?
It's so stupid.
But why? Like, I don't... So whether or not you think of something as an addition doesn't matter because you are making iterative additions regardless.
Yes.
Right? Like, if you do a complete and major rule set change, as you said before, it will be considered a new edition of the game.
Yes.
You might not label it as such, but everyone will know that it is a new thing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So,
it's like making a video game, everybody liking it, and then we're going to make another one, but it's not a sequel.
Yeah,
no, it is.
But, like, and it's based in the same world, with the same characters, and all the same
and it's
stuff.
a new story that takes place after the first one. Exactly. But we don't think of it as a sequel, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't aware that, like, an edition was considered to be a bad thing.
I don't think it is, and I don't
know. Why would they do away with it then?
I don't know. Let me just... Edition even is just a particular form or version of a published text, or the total number of copies of a book, newspaper, or other published material issued at one time. Well, that's the second one is different. That one's for editions, like early editions and all that kind of stuff for newspapers and shit. But a particular form or version of a published text, I mean, again, paperback edition is that kind of...
it's an edition.
It is that edition, so, like, I guess there's nothing... The problem is, like, we do away with the term edition, and it's like, so you guys did, that's great.
We're not.
Yeah,
We didn't.
I don't understand why, like, because it will make so much more sense for everyone if you say this is 5.5 edition, right?
Yeah.
Or that was 5th edition, and then whatever they come up with next that's majorly different is 6th edition.
Yeah.
But if they just continue to just add on to this current edition, whatever it is, for the foreseeable future, forever, right?
Yeah.
Then you still have this edition. It's just everything is in this edition.
Yeah.
Right? So, strange. That's very strange. I don't understand.
It's really dumb.
I don't get the reasoning behind getting rid of the word edition, like, from their vernacular, and telling the public that as well, and going, this is the way that it is now. You public, listen to us.
Indeed. It's kind of like how, I don't know if you knew this, but, was it 40K? 8th edition was supposed to be the final edition.
Oh, really?
Yep, it was supposed to be the edition that's like, oh man, we're gonna bring this out, and all we're gonna do from now on is just update it, and that's it.
That's neat.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the last one, and then
that's fair enough.
Money
happened. Let's be fair, that was never going to happen.
Exactly.
It's a nice
that was
dream.
how it was advertised,
right?
At least,
right.
So
look, but, like, even so, if they did something like that, sure, but that would still be 8th edition.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
like,
and they called it 8th edition.
Right.
So they acknowledged that.
Yeah. It's just a strange thing.
Yeah, it is very dumb.
One day 6E will come very likely very far along. Oh, it's not going to be out until, I would say, at least, since this is coming out in 2024, right? The next edition, if they do another edition,
2030.
Yes, I'm thinking 2030 or so, like sometime then.
The distant future.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the actually distant future.
Yeah. Unless they do something radical and they just go, fuck it, I hate right now, let's go for 6th ed, right?
Yeah.
At some point, like management changes or something, right? Sounds like they're doing a 5.2E, not enough for a 0.5 or 6E. So, I think it's just going to be 5.5 because they're just continuing to put stuff out for it. Like, if they put out a new player's handbook and stuff, it'll be 5.5. I don't know what the plan is, but I imagine very much so. If that happens, it's 5.5. But even so, I think it's still considered. I'd consider it a 5.5, like E, regardless. I mean, every edition has its pros and cons. Can think of all sorts of good and bad things for all D&D editions and other tabletop games. Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I imagine a lot of people think that 3.5 is either overrated or way too crunchy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Not to mention grappling.
Yep.
Even I still can't fucking get grappling good.
I'm gonna be 40 by then. Oh, yeah, right. It's gonna the whole thing.
I'm gonna be fucking 37.
They'll say in their trailer. Okay, well then let's continue on because I'm I'm full of hope. This inspirational music we have.
People and has brought so many new and exciting folks into the game. Yes. It's more important for us to continue to cultivate and respect and love what it is, that the world has told us is working for them.
The sort of change you're going to see isn't about taking anything away from you, isn't about changing any of that stuff that you love. It's much more about giving you more options, giving you more choices you can make, more character types you can play, more magic spells you can cast. Basically, we're very happy with the game the way it is today.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you guys talking about it a little bit, and they took away like sub races.
Yep.
Like, that's a thing that they straight up just are taking away.
Yep, they took away official sub-races. If you play as a dwarf, there's no more, hill dwarves or mountain dwarves or the, city dwarves, I think maybe was one of them. Mm-hmm. Now you're just dwarf. Cool. That's it. Okay. You're also, I don't know how you're going to feel about it. Brogan was okay with it. I wasn't. What they did to tieflings.
Mm.
Did you hear what they did to tieflings?
No.
Tieflings have been around so long in the world of D&D that they are now accepted.
Okay.
And nobody has a problem with them anymore. Nobody fears them. Nobody thinks they're mysterious. Yeah, just in general. They are just a normal fucking race now.
So I'm of two minds about this. My gut reaction is that's fine in the sense of their world of Faerun.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't care. You can do whatever you want with your world. With how things work, it will either be that way or it won't be in personal, created worlds. So I don't... It doesn't really affect me, though I know that people will now be going... and crying out if you do anything against it, against what Papa Wizards have put out, that they'll have a problem with what you do. So if you try to implement that again, the people who are very, very much self-righteous about this shit,
yes,
in their fantasy game that can have fantasy racism, it's fine, it's okay. That if you use that in any way, you're a piece of shit. So yeah, I'm
you
more.
Said you were of two minds.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm fine with it, and I'm annoyed with it because of that. It's less. Okay. It's less. It's less anything to do, because again, they can do whatever they fucking want with the races and shit. I don't give a shit. In their own worlds and in the official content, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
I don't care. There's nothing.
I didn't like it because I felt like it's taking something away from the identity of tieflings or tieflings, whatever you want to call them. Because they're literally the sons and daughters of Asmodeus,
right? And the other,
I feel like they should kind of be seen with some suspicion. Now, the way they justify it is that oh man, the heroes of tieflings have been heroes and going on quests and saving the world for a long fucking time, and people know that not all tieflings are bad and stuff,
right.
And so obviously you'll have the outliers where it's oh man, I fucking hate tieflings. No matter what anybody says, no matter how many heroes there were, they're fucking look how horny they are,
Yeah.
And so you'll always have people like that, but man, it just feels like they're taking something away from it. It'd be like ogres no longer have tusks to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I don't really feel that way about it, but I can understand.
Okay.
So
then just me then.
Yeah.
Then I guess I'll have to change my opinion drastically so that I continue to fit in with the group.
Exactly. That is the lesson that we learned here.
But yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way. Sure. I guess because it might be more of a knee-jerk because I'm just so used to them removing important character details from races recently.
Oh, sure, yeah.
They not have been being a hive mind and beholders not being superior.
Sure, yeah.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, I know. This seems less egregious though in those cases, so
okay.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
Overall. 3.5 I've come to dislike after playing so much Pathfinder, which refined that edition. That's fair.
Fair
Absolutely
enough.
Fair. content in D&D is up to the desertion of the DM in the end. Discretion of the DM in the end, no matter how it's written. Yes. I agree. I'm ready to discuss Pathfinder 2 or 1 D&D. Hey, August. That's right. They always got to point out that one bad one. What do you mean? Oh, with like tieflings and stuff.
Oh yeah,
sure.
I imagine.
I mean, I made a city that lets monster races live in it out of practicality, keeps them from being trouble in the countryside by giving them jobs, and put their natural talents to use in industry. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's a world that you can have. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Not any world I want to live in. No.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, what other things do they have to say?
We just want to build on that. We're revising the major core rulebooks.
Okay, so once they put out these revised ones, it's 5.5. That's what it is. That's it.
Oh, so now we're going to buy new books.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Which
but hey, it's backwards compatible. So
yeah,
I'll just play 5e. I'll just play 3.5.
Right. I probably just won't play as much D&D. Right.
Yeah.
Like
I'm gonna be playing Call of Cthulhu and 7th Sea.
Yeah.
And the other one
we have
Traveler,
Cyberpunk, like
Jackals. Yeah. Cyberpunk.
So many that we have to choose from. Like,
Let's not do fantasy adventure for once.
Uses the player's handbook, the dungeon master's guide, the monster manual.
One of my focuses specifically is the dungeon master's guide. I'm going to make some structural changes to make it more friendly to new DMs.
When it comes to art for
it's already pretty friendly.
Was it not already friendly to new
I think
DMs?
It's very friendly as it is. What I would say is that you just need to, I don't know, flesh it out a bit more.
Yeah, please.
That's about it.
Yeah. Please do that.
D&D, it's about as versatile as our players. We want to show that the person you are can appear in the worlds of Dungeons and Dragons.
That's what 2024 holds, is this promise of getting new versions of the books that are the game you know, but reflect where the game is presently.
1 Dnd has 3 pillars, and one is the rule set, which is built on the base of 5th edition, but updated.
We're building upon the rules that have been established, the storytelling, and expanding.
I don't know. I just, every time I'm just like, so you're putting out 5.5. So you're putting out 5.5. So you're putting out 5.5. Like every single time.
Every time they say something, you could just respond to it with that.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay.
So it's 5.5.
I don't know. It's just, I just want
and
more
there's nothing
specifics.
wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
They're
just
acting
want more
like it's a problem.
No. Yeah, I know. I don't know I don't know. It's just, I want specifics, and I want to just know what is, like, if they even give any in this, because if they don't, that's fine. This is a reveal trailer, and trailers usually just, unless they're a gameplay trailer for a video game, they're useless.
Yeah.
Our world and our rule system.
Let me revise that. They're not useless. They're just they're there to make you aware, and that is it.
Yeah,
and that's as far as it goes.
Hey, this exists.
Yes, exactly.
You should spend money on it.
And sometimes it's a little, like, depending on trailers for like movies and such, it can be a little spoilery, or can show you all of the things that are not in the movie, even to get you enticed to watch the movie. You know, many things.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
Building on top of 5th edition, what we mean is that all the adventures and supplements that have been released in the past 10 years will still be playable with the new evolution of D&D.
I mean, so regardless, everything is still playable all the time anyway. Because you yourselves have even made it so everything is playable in every edition, because you have made these things to convert all of the previous editions into 5e even.
Hell, you remember that time we were playing 3.5 and we were like, man, you want to just play 5e? Yeah, sure. And we changed everything.
Yeah, and it worked. It was fine.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it. I know. You're assuring the public that doesn't know things.
Yeah.
That haven't played for very long, that don't worry, D&D can still be played. like the way that you did
still,
before.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is still your grandpa's D&D. Don't worry.
That's right. About that? About what? Obey Wario, destroy Mario. Yeah.
There's D&D Beyond, which is the base of our digital tools and assists for players and DM. Currently, players are cobbling together all kinds of different apps and websites to have a true integrated D&D experience.
My video game comment? Oh, like with how the trailers are? Yeah.
What we want to do is actually just provide all the tools that the players need to play themselves in one space.
Right now,
we
with the
want you to
acquisition
pay
of
for
D&D
it, though.
Beyond, we've already started to dip our toe into digital, and it was a fantastic partnership that we have going, but we can add more.
Digital physical bundles is something that we've wanted to do for a long time, and now that D&D Beyond is part of our family, it's finally something we can do. Your content is available.
We're not going to.
We
can.
You could have done it so long ago. What do you mean?
Yeah. Like,
but you can finally do it because we now own the site.
This is still only coming out in 2024, so
I know.
And by that point, you'll probably will have forgotten this trailer. So,
yeah, exactly.
You know. I know I'm being way too pessimistic, but
yeah, no, it's fine.
Man.
Who wants to play themselves in an RPG? I get the sentiment. It's fine. I don't care. You know, like when they're saying that, and it's like, sure, I get it. Whatever. It's a marketing thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
Want it? You have those physical books.
You don't like Isekai?
You've got nice portable versions that you can access through your phone or through your tablet or through your other device.
Then our future-facing aspect of this is the D&D Digital, which will become a full play space. For you to have experiences that are more immersive. Right now, we're in early development of our digital experience.
Okay, so they're making a
VTT.
Okay. I mean, sure, you can have your official one. I don't care. I'm still not going to pay for your D&D Beyond shit. I don't care. I'm sorry.
It's not happening.
No. So we can still cut people's hands off if they cheat at dice? Oh, obviously. Absolutely. Can say this part interests me the most. That's fair enough. 4E would like to have a chat. Yeah. Remember when they tried to do this for 4E? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like having to throw money for it. Well, this is the thing, right? We're already now apparently... So I'm getting mixed messages here where everything is compatible with what came before, but the new core books are being revised to be re-released into this edition to make it so that they make more sense for this, right? In which I go, wait a minute, I thought, and now it's like, but don't worry, also, we're going to start doing this practice that every other company has done. We're going to start doing this practice of, you want physical and digital books? Well, guess what? Now we'll also do that about, I don't know,
6 years after the fact.
Yeah, 6 years after everyone else has already been doing it for so long. Now they're finally figuring it out. And also, remember back when we tried to make a VTT for 4E and everybody hated it because people disliked 4E for no real reason? Yeah. Let's try
that again.
Yeah, let's do that again, but in the edition that everybody already likes. So it'll be fine. Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, I guess, like, to be fair, you can put out your own VTT and there's no reason for you not to. I'm seeing all this stuff happening again and people aren't upset about it like they were with 4E. And that's what ticks me off. Yeah. More so because of I'm thinking about how people hate 4E and I'm like, dude, come on. People still hate that for no reason when anyway.
We can play a game, roll some dice, see the miniatures moving around in a 3D play space.
That's neat.
But that's just the core of it.
We chose the Unreal Engine for several reasons.
Reason number one.
Because it's the most popular engine out there for everyone, and it's like everybody uses Unreal if they're not using Unity. Is that why?
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't want to use Unity anymore because it's so easily hacked. I mean, hell, you saw how fucking, I don't know if you knew, people had fucking broken Diamond and Shining Pearl and
Brilliant Diamond or whatever.
Yeah, in like
that was in
literal
Unity?
weeks. Yeah, that was on Unity.
I didn't know that. Oh.
Yep, they fucking made those games on Unity.
That's cool. I mean, Unity is a good engine. Let's not be.
It's not a bad engine. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But it is supremely well known.
Gotcha.
And that's why it's common.
Yeah. People can actually like do things with it. Yeah.
Yes, you can absolutely hack that shit.
And I mean, people will get to be able to do things with this given time as well. So
yeah.
But this is one of those ones that they have to have more time for because it's more new.
Yeah.
Make it look dope. That's the first
People
thing.
Still use that
Number
word?
2 is take care of the lazy DM, because we're all lazy DMs. Ease of use means being able to access all of the tools that you need in order to get the adventure started. So we use the camera technique called tilt shift. It actually makes things look small. We want to make sure that the experience for you is that you're experiencing a miniature set.
The tilt shift camera was really chosen so that people understood that this wasn't.
So this is the focus of the actual like reveal trailer, because we're getting so much more information about this. Really?
I guess so.
Like
Not the additions or the things that were removed, or
like I get like yes, they said a little bit. They said it's backwards compatible. That's about it. But like, please, why wouldn't like the revisions and stuff that you are apparently proposing are making it more user friendly, quote unquote, right? Beginner friendly. Mm-hmm. I just like that doesn't mean anything to me. Just saying it, you're just saying it's going to be different, and I don't know what that means overall. Plus, again. Like, what is the difference here that makes this something that I need to pick up? I guess is my question.
Why should I buy this?
Right? Like, because it's the next D&D. It's like, no, that doesn't drive me anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like,
not when there's so much else on the market.
Exactly, especially
you're not
when
the big guy on the block anymore.
Like they are, but that's only because people just keep buying it because of name alone. Right?
Well, the thing is, I wouldn't say that they're the biggest anymore.
Okay.
They're just the biggest in name, and that's it.
Yeah, but that's
now that you have so much more available variety.
Yeah.
Like, man, I just don't really care as much anymore.
Yeah, and like especially with like fantasy stuff in general, you can find like Pathfinder exists, right? Like you can play Pathfinder instead, or you can play there are a bunch of other systems that do fantasy itself, specific fantasy like Lord of the Rings. You can play in TTRPG form, or you can what is it? There's the old kind of OSR type fantasy stuff that's been coming out.
Okay.
Like all that kind of stuff that's out there for you to do whatever fantasy you want. And like, yes, D&D is very accessible, but at the same time, like it's not the only thing. And I hope people are starting to realize that. It seems like people are starting to realize that. And I hope we get to branch out more.
Yeah, it would be nice if people like Crit Roll and Dimension 20 would start playing other games too, to really like showcase that.
They do on occasion.
They played like 2.
Yeah. They did Call of Cthulhu at one point. Critical Role did.
They did one Call of Cthulhu one shot, and that's it.
And they've done they did Deadlands, which was the I think it was Savage Worlds.
That's Savage Worlds.
Yeah, and they've done it's been a while, so I don't actually know.
Oh, no, you're good.
But it might only be those two, and the only reason why I remember them is because they were different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because I really liked those. And that's the thing.
Now, the thing is, they may have like a deal.
Well, yes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the other thing. They kind of have to be still on 5e mostly. Mm-hmm. They have to, because that's what's brought them to this point. Because they used to, before they started streaming it, they were playing Pathfinder. Like, that was their game that they were playing these characters in, and then they just made everything go into 5e because it was newer. And they were starting to do that, and then they got into it, and now that's where they're at. That is the cemented kind of
place. That is them.
Yeah. So they are D&D now to most people. Synonymous, which is just how it is now.
Yeah.
So if they change from that, I mean, they're gonna lose a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because of the name. I'll always stick with 4E. Everything 5E in this one D&D to rule it all. That people praise 5E for is hypocritical of the 5E brainwashed. Fandom. I still need to look at anime 5E. Fair enough.
Big Eye, Small Mouth, I think it is.
Yeah, I think so. Critical Role should do Pathfinder. I wish they did more things that weren't just 5e, but just with a different skin. Thing.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see Matt Mercer do a full campaign using a different game and genre that's not already popular to see if there really is a Mercer effect.
Yeah.
Oh,
the Mercer effect doesn't apply to just D&D.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Not really what it is.
That's the thing. 5e does work better for character-driven roleplay, though. Can say that for most groups I've ran in 5e. So I would say that depends on the DM.
Yeah, it depends on the DM and the players.
Right, exactly. And the system itself might be more focused towards combat and such, but you have the ability to make it however you want, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anime 5e is solid, it's its own game. Anime 5e is its own game. There you go.
I see.
It's the 5e adaptation of Big Eyes Small Mouth 4e. There you go.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway.
The video game, but it is a digital experience. We want to give people more minis, more options for character customization. You can actually change the features, do what you want with it. And you're going to use this miniature approach to tell stories just like you do in physical tabletop.
To have your character live.
That's a really nice Black Dragon.
I'm transported there, but I'm not limited by the digital technology.
We might give you a pre-made campaign from us that has an exciting castle or keep with a dungeon inside of it, exciting NPCs, but then you're going to be able to take this playset, take it apart, and build your own. We're going to have a really robust tool for you to be able to create your own dungeons.
This is just the start of One Dnd, and we are relying on all of you to help us out and figure out that future together.
What you're going to be able to see.
My question is already I'm just looking at this and I'm what's different here than any other VTT that I've seen, right?
Yeah.
I guess the customization, quote unquote, but the only thing that I see that's different is it's official, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
In which case I go, okay, so what do you get from that? Well, I guess you get the ability to just slot in official adventures pretty easily, pretty fast, and the fucking I guess the rule set for 5e is there. I don't know. That's the only thing that I can see. Whereas with the virtual ones, I'm well, they also have that ability, especially with hell, Fantasy Grounds, even though it's not 3D, it's 2D and it works really well, and you can just buy the additions that you need, and then you just run everything you want.
Yeah.
And you're it's all in one place, you know? You don't have to worry about just doing this, you don't have to go to your game group and then say, all right, lads, let's pull up and run Wizards of the Coast's official VTT, and then next week when Jimmy is doing his game, we're gonna pull up Fantasy Grounds for Pathfinder, and it's why not just we can just all have the same kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Also, one of the thing that made me laugh back there was them saying we've got this really robust tool for helping you create dungeons and shit.
Yeah,
and then I'm just I also have a very robust tool for creating dungeons. It's called a piece of paper and a fucking pencil.
Exactly. Right?
It's not fucking hard to make a dungeon, dude. Yeah. I can make that, if I don't care all that much, I can make a dungeon in minutes.
But this one is pretty and has 3D models.
I know, it's just really funny to me.
Even then, though, you can get something that randomly generates a dungeon, and
yes, that's useful.
You can still do it in another again, I'm not seeing what's absolutely going to make me want to buy this, you know? Instead of any of the other open source ones, quote unquote. Yeah, no,
you can have feature on feature on feature, but if I can get something for free,
right,
I'm gonna get it for free.
Right. Well, this is the other thing. I mentioned Fantasy Grounds. I haven't bought it yet, but I do actually want to buy it. because like I think only one person needs to actually own it. To like
that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, then you buy it. I don't want to buy it now.
Okay.
I'm spending enough money on my own shit.
Right, that's the thing. It's like that already like opens up the possibility for everyone, right? And if somebody wants to run that game, they can just buy the one thing they want to run in that, and then they can run it that way. But regardless, if they don't ever like, or you could just share around the fucking copy. Like, it doesn't, you know, you can just fucking have somebody else at your computer that has it up, and they run it from your computer while you're at the table or whatever you're doing. You know, like.
We don't all have to spend like 40 or however much dollars to buy that one for everybody.
Yeah, totally. How big can I make the titties on my waifu? Like, this feature kind of scares me for the lewd content that's going to be added in by the artist.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. They'll be conservative with that, I promise you.
Unless all they need to do is add a slider. And then all hope is
they're going to be
lost.
conservative with that, I promise you.
The slider's going to be 2 ticks.
That's right. This is the state of D&D. 50 years late on being the start of it, I'd think. The start of D&D. Oh, yeah. The start of it. Yeah. You know, whatever. There's something called Tailspire, which I think might be a 3D tabletop. At the very least, it's extremely detailed. Yeah, I saw it a little bit.
Bashu advertises that shit every video.
There you go. D&D didn't start till this day. If they told you it was D&D, they're lying, and we will sue. You know, they're just, you know, this is the next starting point. You know, whatever. Yeah. But I suck at drawing. D:. Yeah. You know.
All you need is straight lines, my guy. Yeah. Don't worry. Hell, I suck at drawing too.
Even if you do chicken scratch like I would do, you know, just like fucking back and forth. That's how I make a line. Fuck it, that works, you know?
Yep. That sounds like a better way.
Like little lines.
Yeah, like lighter strokes.
Yeah. And then like you're just zigzagging down, you know, to make a line or whatever to like have something be there. It's, I don't know.
My problem is that I'm drawing in 2.5D, and that's not easy.
There you go. But players get mad when the dungeons aren't pretty in 3D. They need the Hollywood put in their D&D game. That's right.
Well, then them players ain't gonna sit at my table.
Hello, I'm back. Hello, JR Sonic. How are you?
Hello. Sonic Frontiers looks interesting. Anyway,
I haven't looked into it at all, but
I saw a
I know
for
of
it,
it,
and I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'll watch it.
If you got all the VTT stuff when you bought the adventure book, it might be a good deal. That would be interesting.
Yes, that would actually be a good deal.
Yeah. If one person buys Fantasy Grounds, you can host it for everyone else who has a free account. There you go.
Wow, yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah. Actually, Tailspire definitely is 3D. It's just not like first person. Yeah, you don't need that though. How are you gentlemen doing? Doing all right.
Doing all right.
Just kind of, you know, getting over sickness as one does.
Yeah, just kind of getting over sickness and.
Imagination is 3D.
Imagination. Oh,
that's crazy.
You weren't paying any attention.
Sorry, what did I miss?
I was just copying you for a second.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, let's finish this out.
Starting in August is a steady release of these playtest packages where you'll be able to engage with key aspects of the game, provide us with feedback that then we will digest, process, interpret, analyze, and then act upon.
And
really,
other buzzwords.
It's you shaping the next generation of Dungeons & Dragons, and we want to hear exactly what you have to say.
Playtesting starts today. Go to dndbeyond.com, download the playtest packet, and get ready to let us know where you'd like this next leg of the adventure to go.
Actually,
in another 2 years or so.
I just want to see.
They're not going to listen to anything you have to say.
No, I know. They're not going to listen to
only
anything
the ones,
I have to
only
say.
the influencers.
That's right. Okay.
I'm being very pessimistic tonight.
It's fine. So that's that trailer. I learned very little. Just from the trailer.
Yeah, learned next to nothing, which is ironic considering Brogan was actually able to supply me with actual text.
Yeah. Well, I have this FAQ as well.
Ah, okay, that's probably where he got it from.
We'll see what we got here. So let's move on to the FAQ. I go here, and we go to this. And we go... Wyatt, no show. Hold on. Ah, that's why. Okay. So, we go to this. FAQ, 1D&D rules, D&D digital and physical plus digital bundles. There you go. Some
That's a
interesting
mouthful.
stuff. Yeah, this is their post on D&D Beyond. And it has the trailer here. And I'll start reading some of this stuff, and we'll see what we get out of it. Key aspect, bro, I just saw you throw dice on a table. I can do that now without all the extra steps. Yeah, I know, right? I don't know what you guys just watched. Oh, this is the next D&D, apparently.
Yep. The announcement trailer for 5.5e, which they stubbornly refuse to call 5.5e.
Yes. These people in this video act as if we have never used our brains before. All the girls seem like they have Stockholm Syndrome when they talk. Oh, no.
Yikes.
No.
I'm not going to disagree, but...
I think it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just how marketing
That's just how shit is advertised now, really.
Yeah.
It's very annoying.
Let's see. So... We also announced a physical digital product bundling for Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Oh, neat, Dragonlance.
Nice. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. What is 1D&D? It's the code name for the next generation of Dungeons and Dragons, bringing together 3 initiatives that will shape the future of the game. D&D rules. This takes what we love about 5th edition and updates the rules of the game to reflect the feedback we have heard from players and where the game is today. See, that's a better thing to say. What we love about 5th edition. So yeah, take the things from 5th edition and start,
Yeah, and start improving them.
Yeah. D&D Beyond. This will be the platform for your digital D&D collection content and tools. Of course it will. D&D digital play experience. In early development, D&D digital will offer... Oh, it's its own thing, D&D digital. Okay. We'll offer...
So it's more money.
Yes. We'll offer an immersive player experience, rich creation tools for Dungeon Masters, and a connected space for DMs and players to get together and play D&D. Wow.
Yay.
If you're annoyed at advertising, look at Discord's advertising. I've never seen Discord's advertising. I've never needed to. I just use it.
Yeah.
Give you more D&D. Is 1D&D introducing a new edition of D&D? That is a good question. Let's see. It's bigger than that. Okay. 1D&D will usher in the next generation of D&D with new and more comprehensive versions of the core rulebooks that millions of players have enjoyed for the past decade.
But we're bringing out new ones.
So yes. So
what the fuck? So
it's not. You're right. Because it's just an updated 5, so it's a 5.5.
Yeah.
The rules will be backwards compatible with 5th edition adventures and supplements and offer players and Dungeon Masters new options and opportunities for adventure. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I guess they never did say that the rulebooks themselves would be backwards compatible. It's just that the old adventures will be. Okay.
What?
So I need to buy new books. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm
That's
not
what happens.
like. Yeah, the thing is, if there's an RPG that I'm interested in and it's getting a new edition, I'll probably get it.
Yeah, I'll buy the new books and stuff. Right.
5e lost my interest.
Yes, that's the thing.
That's the problem.
Backwards
God, I can't believe I'm saying that.
Wow,
it's fucking sad.
I've been saying it for a while. If like D&D isn't something that like
grabs you anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't grab. Like it itself doesn't grab me. The what D&D promotes for conversation is what grabs me more than D&D itself. Right.
Yeah.
Which is why we still look at D&D videos.
Yes.
And get content. Make it even better. Playtest materials. What's changing? Okay. There will be fundamental updates to D&D that we will collect your feedback on. In the upcoming Unearthed Arcana playtest content, you'll see proposed updates to character backgrounds, races, classes, feats, information presentation, and more. Ultimately, the answer to what will change depends on what we hear from you throughout 1D&D playtests. Fair enough. 2024... to keep up to date, sign up for D&D Beyond for their emails. That's fair enough, I guess. That's the only way they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of Wands and Wizards, a 5e Harry Potter tabletop game? I have not heard of it being a 5e Harry Potter game.
Yeah.
But I have heard the name Wands and Wizards before. But
I've heard the words, not the
there
name.
You go. Wizards of the Coast itself is an annoying company, yes.
Yes, they are.
I never had any interest in D&D 5e. I much prefer the other games that use the game system, like Stargate, Anime 5e, and Ruins of Symbaroum. There you go. How dare you speak to our TTRPG overlords like that? To the dungeon with you, exactly. Okay. Yeah, digital play experience is virtual play space. Okay, here we go. What's the difference between the digital play experience and D&D Beyond? This is intended to be an immersive digital experience for your D&D sessions. It will be integrated with D&D Beyond, which will continue to offer tools and reference for play. For reference and play, excuse me. Okay, so yeah, it's its own thing that has D&D Beyond integration. That's your big thing that you have.
That's
here.
it.
Yep. Okay. and the nice like official minis, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Which sure.
Also, you know that I don't know, it probably won't. But to me, that really seems like they're shooting themselves in the foot with that. Because, like, why would I get minis, like the nice, expensive minis that, you know, are licensed and shit, when I can just use this? They're kind of destroying their own mini market with this.
What I would say for that, just as a counter, just to that person, would be you don't actually own these minis. If you buy them digitally.
Yeah.
They're not going to be there, like, forever. Like, they just won't.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know? Like, that
is a good argument, yeah.
You can absolutely and 100% just have that mini in your hands if you just go and buy the mini.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast is just finally making wizards and weirdos. or I don't know. Well, it's more of a fan-made project, yet it's really detailed and unique with how character creation and leveling plays out, since all classes are spell casting. Cool. I hope that it's like I was talking. I don't know if anybody that has remembrance of this. Brain is not saying words correctly. I'm sick. But. Yep. We did a video that was covering Harry Potter TTRPGs, or at least a video that was on it, and I made suggestions on that as to how I would like to see it done with like stats and such, and we need to change a lot because Harry Potter is overpowered in the magic system, since everyone can do everything all the time. It doesn't matter. I was literally talking to a friend about this the other day, and I was like, so you could just say the words and kill someone.
Yeah,
you could do it, and like the only restriction that they give is the vague, you have to really want it, but at the same time, if you're at that point, you really want it at that point.
Yeah, if you're saying the words, they're like, man, I wish I could do this.
Yeah, like, and like the only time that you could see it not work kind of is because Harry did it that one time with Crucio, the Cruciatus curse, and he just was like a little bit on Bellatrix because he didn't actually really want it, even though he totally did in that moment. But he was the main character and he can't do the bad thing.
Yeah.
At least a little bit. So, you know, I have problems with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Just like everyone really does who actually thinks about it. Anyway. So basically, just to say, I hope that it's really well put together. I might look into it at some point. So it's not 5.5 edition, but it's also not 6th edition. I think it's 5.5. It's just it is 5.5. You know, like they're not saying it is. I'm saying it is.
We're saying
considering
it is.
yeah, considering they're re-releasing the core rulebooks and they're just making new content. That is what they did for 3.5.
Yes,
that is what they did. So, same kind of thing. I'm waiting for a Wizards modern version of D&D called Marketing and Merchandise. That would be sick.
I mean, that would be pretty sweet, actually.
I like that. I do have to go to work soon, which is like a dungeon. There you go. They should let me just stay home, not doing anything, and still give me money. Exactly, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd recommend checking it out. It's interesting since most spells don't kill. Only curses or dark magic can deal a lethal blow. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Also, lethal spells require higher spell slots. A lot of listed spells work off cantrips, while more powerful and complex require spell slots. That makes sense. Technically, the 5e core books don't label itself 5th edition. Yeah, neither did 4e.
Yeah.
Neither did 3.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing. If we want to be really but colloquially, every single person has called it 5e and 4e and 3 and 3.5 or 3x and 3.5.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what they say. It really just it's just what the community as a whole needs to say to communicate it, right?
Yeah.
Effectively. Anyway. Yeah, I want to see about this digital and physical product bundles. This is interesting. We're excited to offer our first ever selection of specially priced bundles that give you a physical copy and a D&D Beyond digital copy of the upcoming book Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen. There you go. Finally, you're doing the thing that every single other company has done and give us a PDF copy included with our books. Well, that can be included with our books because you can just buy the book straight up or buy the PDF straight up, but you're giving the option that there is a bundle now.
Yeah.
Good job, Wizards. You finally are wisening up to how everybody is doing it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, you did some market research. Well done.
I think they've
or
always
maybe
known.
You didn't. I don't know.
I don't know. I think they've always known. It's just they took them forever to get to this point.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
More things will be physical and digital. It's a test from distribution method and quantities to bundle contents. So if a lot of people don't buy it, then it'll fail. Neat. Oh, it has pre-order. Pre-order perks. Early access to Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Players who pre-order the bundle will be able to access the D&D Beyond digital books starting November 22nd, 2022. Okay, that's not the most egregious pre-order perk, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not.
I'll say that that's fine if you want to pre-order that. Okay. Yeah. Though you're still giving money for a product that you don't have, that you have no physical way of seeing how quality it is or anything, and you're giving company money for literally nothing still, but anyway. Discounts per bundle support. You can't get the bundle through a game store. You can only get it online. Makes sense, I guess.
Well, I mean, yeah, the game store wouldn't have access to those PDFs.
What they would do is give you a code included with the book, right?
Okay.
But
fair enough.
I assume that's, and they might do that in the future. If they don't, that's weird. But they for this first thing, like, it makes sense that they wouldn't. I think because again, it is a test of like, is this even something that is viable?
Yeah.
Right. Which I assume it's going to be. It's going to be very viable. I think a lot of people are going to do this. That's all I get for your FAQ? Really?
Where the hell did Brogan get that other information then?
He has connections. I won't go into them
true.
considering, you know.
Yeah.
let's see. So this whole time we've been playing AD&D, just more watered down. My God, yes, forever. Are you guys gonna play that in this channel? The 5.5 or AD&D, or what? What are we talking about?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
You'd have to be specific. Not PDF, just D&D Beyond digital copy. True, it isn't a PDF. That's right. It is only on D&D Beyond.
Oh my God.
Never mind.
Wow. Yeah, never mind.
Never
They're
mind.
still behind the fucking 8 ball.
Yeah.
They're behind all the balls.
That's
to be
right.
honest.
Well, I'm looking at PHB for 3.5, and it does say Core Rulebook 1 version 3.5 on the cover. Oh, it does? Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, shit.
There you go. Okay. Well, they took away editions at 4E, so let's be fair there, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, that pre-order sticker strikes again. Yes. Just wait till they do loot boxes on D&D Beyond. I mean, surprise mechanics. That would be fucking stupid. I don't know how
that would be
that.
Hilarious, actually.
I don't know how they
that
would
puts
do that.
like, yeah, no, they're not. But it puts me in mind of when we were talking about that in RPG where you pay the DM to stay alive.
That's right.
And we were like losing our shit over that.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny.
Yeah.
I'm not really shocked.
Yesterday.
I'm not really shocked when someone is put up something is put up for pre-order, but I'm not going to pre-order anything. Yeah, exactly. Maybe you guys can do a little check over on Wands and Wizards if you want to explore fan-made 5e content. Maybe in the future. Because right now, I want to see if I can find anything else that we can find that's definitive about 5.5. I refuse to call it 1 D&D.
Yeah, no, it's 5.5.
It's such a weird title too.
It's like Xbox One,
it
Xbox
is.
Series XS.
Yes.
Like, why?
The Xbox
Just
Series
stick with
XS.
Numbers.
The Xbox Series XS I'm fine with because it's like not just going Xbox One, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'd have to do Xbox 2. They already did one.
Right. That's exactly true.
I don't understand why Numbers just lose fucking popularity after like 3 or 4.
I don't know.
5.
Man. Well, PS5 still has 5. You know,
PlayStation's been the next one's not going to be 6,
dude.
I'm going to be so mad.
I actually think it will be though. You know?
Honestly, I'm really hoping that it does.
PlayStation has been like doing that forever, and I'm fine with it.
Same.
So, but for both, for 5.5 and AD&D, maybe AD&D at some point because AD&D is cool. And maybe we'll look at 5.5 at some point.
Yeah, we'll probably wind up looking at it for 2 years from now.
Right, when it's actually out and when we actually have things that we can like use and try to like run, maybe like a one shot just to see what's different.
Man, you know what we need?
Huh.
Shit, we need to ask Brogan to get us those details that he has like early access to, and then we can be like, we have some details on 5.5e. We're gonna talk about them. Then we'll get a lot of we're gonna get like a lot of people.
Yeah, we'll be so successful.
Yeah, we won't get sued, probably.
No, yeah.
They wouldn't get anything from us. It's not worth it.
We can honestly probably find that information somehow. That's the thing.
But wouldn't you rather go through somebody who supports a competitor?
I would. I really would. Oh wait, I've got a thing right here. This might be good. We'll see in a bit. But let's see. Time for work. We'll have a good work, Lex.
Goodbye.
My copy of 4th edition has it listed as 4th edition. Really?
Oh.
Am I insane?
Where does it list it?
Yeah. I thought it wasn't on the cover. Let me pull up my JPEG of the player's handbook because I used it a couple of times. I don't see it on the cover. If they did it inside of it, then that's fine. Then I didn't look at that one page to look for the 4th edition mark, I guess, you know. But anyway. One thing I know they changed is Nat 1 and Nat 20s.
Yeah.
1 is a failure, not matter Wait, one is a failure, doesn't matter the proficiency bonus, and natural 20 is success, no matter the proficiency bonus. Okay.
For skills.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
For skill,
that was the thing. So they made it so that you can fail and can succeed in skills, regardless.
Okay. In 1D&D, DMs can't roll critical hits on players. Oh.
Bullshit.
But why?
Because they don't want to hurt your precious little characters.
So my monsters are going to be even worse?
Yes.
So the 2-round average is now going to be like a 1-round average still?
Yep.
So, okay. Unless they do something.
It's going to be a 0-round average.
Mm.
Oh my god, my cat is loafing. Nice.
Nice.
I'm playing Stardew Valley. I got the cat and he's loafing.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Hey, I have a question. Is there a canon D&D story? Yes. Technically.
It's more like a world state, effectively.
Yeah, it's world lore more so that you can look for.
Kind of think of it as like the story of a World of Warcraft expansion.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Are you looking at the essentials books for 4E? No, I was just looking at the player's handbook for that. Anyway, so I found a article on svg.com that's talking about what we know so far.
Such very games. And
games, that's right.
It has the dog. It's not James.
He is.
Shibe, that's it.
Yes. It might be that they got the information from the playtest material itself. That would make sense.
Yeah, could be.
I'm looking at... Okay, this doesn't tell me much either. So I'm going to go on the dreaded website.
Oh boy.
Here we go, everyone. It's D&D Beyond. I know we were on there a second ago, but let's see what we've got. Character origins is the only thing that we have here. Sign in to claim.
What?
I don't want.
That's some bullshit.
I don't want to sign in. It's because it only exists on D&D Beyond.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna make a.
Don't do it.
I'm doing this for them.
Don't do it. No, Brogan has it.
No, I'm doing it now.
Okay. Look at what you're making him do, chat.
Wait, what? My Google account didn't work? Wait, can I just...
Please pay $5 to activate your Google account.
That's right, yeah. I can't just sign in with Google like it's telling me to. Okay. Did I make one at some point, maybe? I can't just sign in. Alright.
Okay.
Well, that sucks.
Dodged a bullet.
I could do it with the TableTalk account.
Oh, well then why didn't you do that to begin
I'll just do that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not letting me do that either. Wow. Okay. Legitimately, look at this chat. That didn't work. We couldn't find a D&D Beyond. Maybe it's because I didn't register. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
No. That works. Create account. Okay. Sign up with Google. There we go.
Ah.
I was dumb.
You were trying to sign in.
I was trying to sign in. Okay, choose your username. Yeah, TableTalk. Because I'm using the TableTalk account.
Yeah, I may as well.
Create my account. Hey, let me. Cool.
That's good.
Okay. So, if I click start playtesting now, I should be logged in. Yes. Okay. I walked right past a skunk I didn't see just now, like within 3 feet. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Nice.
How did you wait? If you didn't see it, how did you know that you walked past it? Did you
Obviously
smell it like as it was passed?
Maybe. Yeah. If you sign in, the computer will know. You'll meet friend computer. That's right.
Oh boy.
All right, here we go. Claim, view content. Let's look at this material, everybody.
Claim that content.
Download PDF. Oh my god, it lets me?
What?
All right.
I didn't know they knew that word.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I have to set up a new thing to be able to look at this, everybody. Hang on. let me do this. You're getting a look at our copy of the playtest material, which is the same copy that you would get. So
if you subscribe to tabletop.com, so
that's right.
Twitch.tv/tabletalk.
We don't even. I own that, but I've never used it.
Nice.
I just made
play
sure
from
just
fucking
in case.
Total War Warhammer and some fucking Death Space Wing Hulk thing.
If we did that, I just put it on this. I don't care about Twitch.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, okay, so let's do this, and then we do this, and then this should yes. Okay, let me just make this a little bigger. All right, everybody see my PDF reader? You should, because it is a PDF reader. All right. Let me move it up a bit. Live. Moving of things. Objects being completely moved. Okay. So this is our character origins. Yeah, good. Let's see here. We have race options that are going to be considered for the player's handbook. They've gone back to race.
Yes.
Interesting.
Not folk.
Interesting.
They're not woke anymore. They've gone back to sleep.
Okay. So let's determine our origin here. Oh, interesting little block of text there. It says power level. The character options you read here might be more or less powerful than options in the Player's Handbook 2014. If a design survives playtesting, we adjust its power to the desirable level before official publication. This means an option could be more or less powerful in its final form. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Character origin. So let's look at what we have as races. Okay. Following race options: human, Ardling, Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Gnome, Halfling, Orc, and Tiefling. So, children of different humanoid kinds. Thanks to the magical workings of the multiverse, humanoids of different kinds sometimes have children together. For example, folk who have a human parent and an orc or an elf parent are particularly common. Many other combinations are possible. If you'd like to play the child of such a wondrous pairing, choose 2 race options that are humanoid to represent your parents. Then determine which of those race options provides your game traits, size, speed, and special traits. You can mix them and match visual characteristics, color, ear shape, and the like of the 2 options. For example, if your character has a halfling and a gnome parent, you might choose halfling for your game traits, and then decide that your character has the pointed ears that are characteristic of the gnome. Finally, determine the average of the 2 options' lifespans, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So
basically, it's just like, you can do this, and if you want, do this to make it so you're this.
Yeah.
That's
it's the other thing that I noticed is just like you choose one of them. You choose one of the parents that you take the traits from, which I think, and let me check. But where is my copy of? There it is. The Sword Coast Adventurers Guide.
Oh my god! The what?
Yes, I know, the forbidden knowledge. Let me look at half elves, because there was a thing in this that was interesting to me as far as I remember. Yeah, mixed heritage. Okay. There are, you're able to do these half-elf variants here, where you have a half-elf of Wood Elf descent can choose the Wood Elf's elf weapon training, Fleet of Foot, or Mask of the Wild, to be in place of, like, skill versatility and all that kind of stuff. Like, we have, like, your half-elf who is a drow can use drow magic instead. Like, having, half-elves, at least, gave you the blueprints here of like saying you could have this in this place instead of it just being you're a half elf. Like it doesn't matter like what type of elf or whatever. So maybe we could, I don't know, do that again, like in the official rules of like, hey, I'm an orc, Aarakocra man, and I have the relentless endurance of the orc, but I'm also like Aarakocran, and I have all this stuff, right? I don't know. I think having the mixture is cool, and it would make more sense, at least in my brain, to have different like mixtures of features that you get from your race, but whatever. What do I know? So we have humans that are humans. Gain inspiration whenever you finish a long rest.
I'm sorry, read that again?
Resourceful. You gain inspiration whenever you finish a long rest. It has stars next to it. I need to know.
What the fuck?
Apparently, we're just putting in inspiration with this playtest material.
Yeah, so inspiration is just going to be a thing now.
Yep.
Not an optional rule.
Unless they get rid of it, but... Okay, but
I guess that's not all that bad, considering you have, like, the halfling lucky feat, or the halfling thing, where they can just do that, I think.
Yeah, So
in some instances.
So that's the thing with the halfling one lucky kind of inherent thing. They only get one per day.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas if you had the actual feat, then you would have 3 at any time. Right. And even so, I don't really like it anyway. But I'm more tolerable of the once per day having that. But that's different, right? Because lucky is way better and way more powerful. Lucky makes it so that if you fail, you can just go, okay.
Yeah.
Right? But with an inspiration, you roll them both at the same time. So it's less powerful for that, which I'm fine with again, but we just need to have the system work for it, you know? Anyway, hopefully at some point we can see why the thing is starred there for long rest, but it's not right there, so I don't know why. I saw after I passed it. There you go, for the skunk.
I see.
So I can be an orc dwarf hybrid with a gnome grandparent? Yes. Or could I be the offspring of a centaur and a half elf and just take the human side of each and be a normal human? Sure. I don't know. I'm not sure, but
That'd be hilarious, dude.
You just come out as just a dude.
How the fuck did that happen?
Oh well. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that, but why would you? You know?
That's really funny to me. Shit, that got me.
You gain the skilled feat or another first level feat of your choice. So feats are coming back.
Yeah, a giant and a halfling, and then you come out as just a regular dude as well.
That's right. What's an Ardling even?
I feel like the name is ringing a bell, but I don't actually fully remember it.
Supernatural beings who are either born on the upper planes or have one or more ancestors who originate there. Their bright souls shine with the light of immortal beings who call the upper planes home.
So Aasimar?
An Ardling has a head resembling that of an animal, typically one with virtuous associations. Depending on the animal, the Ardling might also have soft fur, downy feathers, or supple bare skin. The Ardling's celestial legacy determines the animal it resembles. An Ardling gains a measure of magical power from their celestial legacy, as well as the ability to manifest spectral wings. An Ardling's moral and ethical outlook is self-determined, however not fixed by the ancestry. Then we have exalted, heavenly, and idyllic. So it's not exactly... I mean, it is...
Yeah, it's not exactly an Aasimar,
but it's only good.
Oh.
Yeah, exalted, heavenly, idyllic.
Well, that's fucking lame. I want to play an Ardling that's like, he was like freak because he was born with like a rat head, and like, oh the fuck, right. That's not good.
Well, so this is the thing. You can, I don't. This is like you as the Ardling can morally be bad, but your ancestry is celestial, so good. You know?
Oh, okay.
So it's fine to do something different.
Yeah.
You
were supposed to be the chosen one.
That's right.
Not. Never mind.
Bonus action: you sprout wings, fly up to your speed, which is 30 feet.
They sure are giving flight to a lot of races, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess flight's just not that big of a deal anymore.
Yeah. They have their inherent spells that they have because of the race, like the tieflings would. That's fair enough, sure. Suggested animals for each legacy. Sure. Damage resistance to radiant damage. Wow, okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because of all those things that use radiant damage.
Yeah. Dragonborn again.
Yep.
Not much has changed, it looks like. Nope. Wait, did they give them dark vision?
What?
Hold on.
No, nobody gets dark vision.
Didn't have dark vision before, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, everybody thinks that.
Hold on. Dragonborn. You are like right here. Okay. Unless I am completely mistaken. No, I am not. Wow. Okay. Interesting. They have dark vision now.
Shit.
Okay. Weird.
Yeah. Oh well.
But sure.
Useful.
Yeah. I mean, less need for a lantern, I guess.
Yeah.
Or any cave to be dark ever.
Yeah.
Dwarves. Yep, you're a dwarf. You have forge skills and all of that. Yep. Elf, you are elven and have a lineage. Okay. Your lineage actually. Wait, do the dwarves not have anything for lineage at all?
Nope.
Cool. Okay.
Because, the race that's like really famously all about like family.
Yeah. Like a caste system and everything. And
yeah.
Okay. Sure. No, it's
ancestral shit. That's what I meant.
Yes, that's right. But okay, so the Elven Lineage is just if you have Drow, High Elf, Wood Elf, you get access to spells as you go, which was the thing anyway. But now dwarves just don't have anything.
Yep,
that's fine.
They've got forge skills, and they're short.
They do have forge skills. That is true, and also they gave trance back. I don't know if they ever took trance away actually in 5e, but I think they did. Where elves could, back in the day in 3.5, you could go into a trance and do it for 4 hours and be completely rested. That was your long rest.
Oh,
yeah,
weird.
It was because they're fucking elves, right? Like they're weird.
Yeah, they're weird,
and so they can just meditate for 4 hours and be fine.
Fucking weirdos.
That's right. Elves are weird. And I think they took that away in 5e, and I don't know if it was there in 4e, but I don't think so. And so they're bringing that back, which is interesting. I'm a fan of that. I like that just because it makes them more unique in a way, and it makes them able to do that kind of thing again. But I don't know. I'd have to, if that's It's just weird that you still have your Fey ancestry and keen senses. You're just better. Elves are just better again. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're just good.
No. Jeez.
Dwarven stone cutting is different now, says Marshall. Okay. Hello. And also, what is their stone cutting? Let's see. As a bonus action, you gain Tremor Sense. With a range of 60 feet for 10 minutes. Oh, you must be on a stone surface or touching such a surface as to use this tremor sense. Okay, the stone can be natural or worked. Oh, you can use this bonus action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Okay. So you just have the ability to just have tremor sense. That's neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, boys. Nice seeing y'all again. J2R out.
Yep. See ya.
See ya. tentatively interested in 1D&D, which is the coast. Oh, you've retracted your message. I was going to read it. Damn it.
Oh.
Con. Well, anyway, hello. That's interesting. We just don't have any lineage whatsoever, which is weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah, very strange, especially for the dwarves.
Yeah.
It makes sense for like humans, but
yeah, humans it's whatever at that point. And then gnomes have a lineage too. Gnomes have their forest and rock.
What the fuck?
Why do the dwarves not get them?
That's very strange.
Yeah, halfling traits. They don't have lineage now. They just have luck and naturally stealthy and their nimbleness. Why give lineage to only some of these things that had them? You know?
Dude, I have no fucking idea.
Like, it doesn't... Orcs have Adrenaline Rush, which lets them dash as a bonus action. Oh, that's neat. And you get temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus when you do it. That's cool.
Okay.
Number of times equal to your proficiency bonus that you can use it after a long rest. Nice. And then Powerful Build, as usual, and Relentless Endurance is there. Okay. Are there no half-orcs anymore?
Oh, no, they was talking about it before. How you can be like a,
Yeah, oh yeah, I guess.
The mixed races.
True,
it mentions
that's the
specifically orcs.
But that's the thing, it's not its own thing, which is fine. It's just...
it's just weird.
Yeah, it's just strange. I don't know. Tieflings, Fiendish Legacy. So even with the Tieflings Fiendish Legacy, because that's also a thing. Abyssal, Chthonic, and Infernal. Really? Huh. Soul?
Yep. Demons.
Yeah. Okay. Isn't that different from what Tieflings were?
Yes.
Like entirely?
Yep, they were devils.
Yeah.
Specifically.
All of the... Okay.
Because it was succubi and incubi.
Yeah.
And they're devils. Although
they're demons.
Oh, in D&D they are?
Yeah, they're demons.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't even make any sense in the lore, but whatever.
But at the same time, like... okay.
Because devils are all about corrupting and shit, whereas demons are wanton destruction.
Yes, exactly. So, like... And, like, I'm... So
it's not that big of a deal, but like that little inconsistency just irks me.
Yes. And like I think if you just kept it to what it was before with the bloodlines of each of the major devils, right?
Yeah.
Like that was already really cool. Mm-hmm. And we could go with that and be like, oh yeah, devils of this bloodline, did this, and then
they do
all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like it made sense, and now we have a whole plane instead for 3 of them. That's strange. I'm tentatively excited, I guess more interested than anything else. Wizards of the Coast has poached a lot of people from Paizo. So while I don't have a lot of faith in the design team up to now, I trust the new people. Oh, really? They hired people off of Paizo.
Oh.
Okay. Well, so this is the thing. I don't know yet. I'm I don't want to say I'm not entirely disinterested. I am interested enough to see where this goes and what the final product will be.
Mm-hmm.
But that's as far as I've gotten to at this point, right? Like nothing has made me go, "Ooh, I really want this."
Mm-hmm.
Build your backgrounds. Yeah, that's cool. That is a good thing to do. Oh wait. Oh no, this is just take the backgrounds and stuff. But before you could build your own background and stuff, so it's fine. Because I assume they'll keep that. There's no reason not to. They do some interesting other ones though now, like Laborer and Pilgrim and Well, I've already passed a couple of them, but where is it? Guard as just having one is good, and then Cultist is also good. Artisan, yep. All of these kinds of things, like, have more of these. That's good. Like, regardless, just to have more backgrounds, it's just, you can't go wrong with those, really. Starting languages. Now you choose languages from common, from your background, and then something from a table, which this is just how it was before, really. Except I would think that gnomes would still know gnomish, and you wouldn't have to make one of your choices that.
I guess it depends on whether or not you grew up around gnomes.
True. You know what? That's fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, if you're a gnome that grew up in a city full of humans, you know, might not have ever learned it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm pleasantly able to consolidate that. Okay. Succubi were demons in 3.5, but I think they've become generic friends now. Or fiends now, sorry.
Oh, I was about to say, well, I mean, and I wish they were my friends. I mean, I wish they were more than my friends.
They're still I think there's still demons in 5e at least, but yeah. So this is, and now we have more feats and such. So this is the thing, if they're bringing feats back, all the people that didn't like feats are going to be coming out of the woodwork again.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for that. That'll be funny.
That'll be fun.
But I'm fine with feats. I've never not been fine with feats. It's just that 5e didn't have like the capability to use them properly. So if they actually fix that, that's good. I hope
that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay, is this okay? Critical hits. Maybe I can find that thing here. Nope. Cool. Inspiration. Gaining inspiration. The main way a character gains inspiration is by rolling a 20 for a d20 test. The DM can also award inspiration to a character who's done something that is particularly heroic or amusing. So that's new. We now are giving inspiration whenever you get a nat 20.
It's ridiculous.
I assume it's still going to be... Oh, here we go. Only one at a time. So yeah, you can only have the one still.
Good.
Which is good. And you can give it to other players in your group if you want to. That's still fine. That's fine to do as that kind of thing if you want to, you know, use inspiration. But again, like for me at least, it makes it feel more arbitrary to get inspiration from a natural 20. It just feels like it's less, like, I get that you did something very cool technically, right?
Yeah, no. I don't like it.
Right. It's just, it feels like it's worth a little less to me when you get it
because
that way.
Even in those rare moments when I actually want to give inspiration, it's not just because of a crit.
Right. And like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. If you want to keep inspiration, I think that keeping it as a weird, nebulous kind of, I'll give it to you if I think you're cool.
Yeah.
Kind of space is still the way that we gotta go, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's, again, more of a personal dislike of the system.
Yeah, honestly, I just wish that they would, like, just buckle down and make it some sort of, like, actual intended thing.
Well, so
like,
this is a little bit better here. Losing inspiration.
Okay.
If you still have inspiration when you start a long rest, you lose that inspiration.
Okay.
So it makes it so you don't have it every time. You know, you can't just keep it. If you start a long rest, it goes away. So it becomes that action point thing from Pathfinder.
Yeah.
So good. That actually helps a lot.
But it's not an action point, though. It's just a... Oh, wait. No. Yeah, no, it's just a single reroll.
Yes, it is the single... Well, it's the single advantage. That's it.
Yeah, which is effectively a reroll.
Yeah, in a way. But like, and you have to do it before you roll. So, but so actually,
oh, you have to do it before you roll.
Yes, you have to say that you're using it before you roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. I think that's the way it's always been.
I could have sworn it wasn't.
No. That would be lucky. That would be the lucky feat. Basically.
Yeah.
So sorry, having not read that beforehand, now reading that now, it's a lot better already. We have something in writing saying you can't just keep that inspiration. If you want to use it, you got to use it before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't prevent you from getting multiple inspirations in a single session, right? Well, that's fair enough. That's just the way that it works. But my thing to stop that would be don't do the 20. Don't do it on a 20.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, right?
Yeah,
sometimes you might not get a 20 in a session and you might never have inspiration because of that. But also,
you get one after a long rest.
Well, no. What happens is you get it just from that 20 or from your DM just giving it to you. Yeah. So basically, it is just as likely for you to get like 3 in a session, basically, as it is for you to get none in a session. Well, not mathematically, but you get what I mean. It's less about the actual percentage chance of you getting multiples in a session. It's more just the fact that it can happen. Yeah. And that it can happen that you don't get multiple in a session or any at all. So technically way more likely for you to not get any in a session that way. But if we keep it as something of like your DM will give it to you in specific moments, it at least mitigates that fact that you could get 5 in a session by accident, right?
Yeah.
Because like sometimes you just roll fire. It is a thing.
Yeah.
And like I think if
not
we want to,
not any of you listening.
No.
Not me.
No, not me either. No. But if we take away the getting it on every 20 and keeping it as a nebulous kind of thing, it will make it feel, excuse me, goodness, burping. It'll make it feel more special when you do get it, and less like you're wasting it every time you get another 20, right?
Yeah.
And you haven't used it yet because you're like, fuck, I don't want to use it yet. It's not the right time.
Yeah.
So it gives you that incentive to use it more, at least. Long rests. Interrupting. Yeah, this is just more of the talking about the things that they just talked about. Spell lists. Okay. Arcane, Divine, and Primal. We have that again. Okay. So now we have, I assume, this is Druid Craft is Primal Spell. So I guess we are differentiating Druids again. Which is fine. Nothing really bad about that. I'm just, I guess it's just one of those things where it's like, will armor penalties still exist? And will it be for only arcane spells again, right? As it usually is.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's that. I mean, this is probably where you get all that stuff. It's just everything that we were talking about before with Brogan. Is just this playtest material that you can just get. So, it seems interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's as far as I'll go.
Because it is still incredibly new.
Yes. There are improvements here that can definitely make improvements to 5e. But also we don't know everything. So
yes,
we don't know what else is going to be stripped away or added on or whatever happens.
I'm going to be far more interested in hearing about the actual crunch and less about classes. Like, will the economy get fixed?
Right.
Will magic items actually get an economy of their own? And, like, sensible pricing? And what about all the other shit? Can we build a castle as a fighter again? Can we build a like a temple as a monk or a priest or whatever?
Is
that
gold
would be super
going
interesting.
to stop being $1? Right?
Yeah,
because it's $1 right now, and the fucking copper is 2 cents, and you get a lot of it. You just do.
Yeah.
And is CR going to be the same? Because if they fix CR, it would help.
Yeah.
No edition has done it yet, but
yeah. But
if
this
they
could
ever do,
it could be this day.
It could be. It really could. So potentially
That's funny. I completed a thing in Stardew Valley and it gave me some crab pots. So I'm giving them to NPCs just to get rid of them. I gave one to the doctor and he didn't like it and he said, I think I'm allergic to this. It's a fucking crab pot.
Hell yeah.
It's just a box with fucking bars on it.
Nice.
That's funny.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all that I really wanted to talk about today, and that's almost 2 hours of that. So it'll be a little bit of a shorter one today, but we will go over some comments, and then we'll end it off. So, and then of course we'll do our shouting out and they're chilling and telling you about our patrons and all of that. Don't worry, that will still happen.
Oh yeah, that's the most important part.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so let's go over to comments. We'll start off with one that's for you specifically, Boo.
Oh shit.
Yes, it seems an old fan has come by and is telling you a thing.
Okay.
So, we start with Mr. Fidley on session 48 of Devils and Dice.
Okay.
Boo, why, man? Come back to your channel. 30K, 30K subs. You can make moolah.
Wait, how much?
30K.
I went up 10,000 subs when I fucking left?
I don't know. Did you?
I left at like 22. I sure hope he's fucking wrong about
I want to see. I'm going to go check right now.
If that's true, holy shit.
I'm going to check.
Because I left at like either 22 or 24. I could have sworn it was 22.
No, you're at 23.3. That's where you're at.
Okay, good. Holy fuck. That would have been hysterical.
We rounded up, but that is not mathematically how that works.
That's improper rounding, my guy.
No, right. Anyway. So anyway, that aside, you can make moolah for yourself or the group. Dude, no need to faff around with Monster Hunter unless you absolutely wanted to. Like, seriously, do some Dungeons and Dragons with Minecraft at least. LOL. You were one of my biggest influences to start a YouTube career, man. But good to see that you're still around at least.
Oh, okay. For a second there, I thought he was being serious. Like, dude, come back. This is shit.
Right.
But that's good. Well, that's cool. I'm glad that I was, and I hope you're doing better than me. Better than I did.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you've gone over it a couple of times, but you don't feel like making videos anymore.
I really do not. Not at all. Not
it's just
anymore.
Not something that sparks joy.
Nope. So apologies, but that's not going to be happening. I'm in a different place and I'm in a happier place and I've got other things going on that I absolutely would not be able to achieve were I still making videos.
Exactly. So there you go.
Yeah.
If you see this, Mr. Fidley, I don't know if you actually watched the show, but you saw that one session maybe, so that's pretty cool. Here, let me give you those. And then on last week's episode, First Last says, again, why do little attention? I assume, do we get little attention? Sad. Good luck to you guys. Thank you. I remember.
Why do get little attention?
Why do little attention?
Yeah, why?
Why do? You know, it's
man.
probably because we were shadow banned by the algorithm for, I don't know, 110 episodes when we had an interesting caricature of a profile picture for one of our hosts for a long time. Probably. Something like that.
Probably. It's impossible to know for sure.
Who could say? Really?
Yeah.
Susan?
Certainly not me. Or Aiden.
That's right. I don't know. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Succubi don't really corrupt people, though. They'll just tempt you into a single act of sin and, by default, kill you in the process. Maybe just enslave you. Yeah, but that one act corrupts
The thing
you.
is, though, they tend, at least in, like, stories, they tend to go for, like, the holy people.
Yes.
That's like their favored marks.
Yes.
It's like, oh man, if I can make this celibate man, break his vow of celibacy, well, then he's fucking ruined.
Yes.
And then I'll kill him, because a destroyed soul is what they want.
Yeah. So they do corrupt. It's just
all this bullshit in anime where they're like, oh man, I'm a succubi, but I actually love the main character and just want to bang. That doesn't actually happen. God, I wish.
Not for the lore. Absolutely.
Yeah. Not in the lore.
And then
that's why we write new, better lore. No. Far sexier lore.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. So then Timothy Martin on our last episode says, hello, bros. First things first, you are not alone, Alejo. I too do not agree with the DM layer guy in about 20 seconds. Lol. On the topic of players going back to get stuff they missed, if I was running that game, I would just put the thing in a new place to be found, or in the hands of an NPC, such as a group of bandits, to be then taken by the party after the battle, or in a marketplace to be purchased. Just some ideas off the top of my head. A little generic maybe, but it solves the problem. If it even is a problem to start with. Also, I would put something else in that spot just in case the players do go back, so it's not pointless, even if it's just a bag of gold or a small monster to test the skills of the party a bit. Well, I think I'm done for today. Thanks for the show, guys. Have a nice day. Thumbs up emoji.
Bye.
Yeah, you too, Timothy. Yeah, basically... Yeah, you weren't there for that bit, but like immediately in that first video, he was like, "Yeah, if you tell your players about something that they missed in like a dungeon, like they missed like a secret door or something, they'll try to go back, or and like they'll try." But I immediately was like, "Well, no, because in character, how would they fucking know? First off, second off." I mean, if they missed something, I would hope that they would just like go, "Uh-oh, they missed something." But there's also the fact that this could happen where you take it and you go put it over there, right?
Oh man, yeah.
And like, yeah, it was his DM layer, so he was making his little trying to be jokey where he's like, "Oh, I know some of you out there like, no, my players would never do that." And I'm like, dude, I have faith in my players. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, last but not least, we have Lux on our last episode saying, I've never really had players who would go back for stuff they missed. I've had players who wouldn't miss stuff in the first place and who I wouldn't even put past taking the dungeon itself apart to sell any expensive materials used in its construction.
Yeah.
And I've had players who would be satisfied to go straight to the boss and never look back. But never any who would go back to a dungeon they already considered finished to look for anything they might have missed. Personally, as a player, if I'm going to think about loot in an old dungeon in meta terms, I really wouldn't consider it a worthwhile time investment to go back and pilfer an old dungeon when new dungeons lie ahead. Old dungeons have old loot. At worst, new dungeons will have recycled loot from the old dungeons. At best, the new dungeons will have newer, higher level loot than the old dungeons would have had. Either way, if loot is what really motivates you, it makes more sense to forge ahead than to go back. I would agree. I will say that I have fudged dice rolls in the past in favor of the players. I wouldn't do it often. I can't think of any time I fudged because of really needing a roll to succeed, but I have done it in a few times when the dice gods were being absolutely ridiculous that night and needed to be reminded who's in charge.
Goddamn right.
It was always when the players were getting annoyed, and I couldn't blame them, and I was sure they wouldn't be opposed to some DM intervention on their behalf. More recently, however, I've started using the action point system from the D&D 3.5 Eberron campaign setting instead. Basically, a character can have a certain number of action points for each level, which replenish to their new maximum each time the character levels up, and which can be used mainly to improve the result of a dice roll. Though the player has to declare that they are using an action point before the outcome of the action is stated. I found this to be a fair way to help out a player whose luck is running low, without just stepping in as the DM and blatantly saving their skin. By requiring them to draw on a limited resource, the player still has agency in deciding whether the situation warrants using it or not, and won't get the impression that the DM is just going to step in and save them when things get too out of hand. Yeah, no, that's fair. I like that.
Yeah.
Of course, communication is key. If players tell me they'd rather just let the chips land where they fall, then that's what we'll do. I'll trust you to be ready to accept the consequences when the night comes, and you can't roll more than a 5, and the monsters won't stop critting. That said, I don't usually want my campaign to end abruptly on a TPK because of rotten luck.
Yeah.
I've also straight up let a PC off the hook once when they should have died. The character had challenged a bone devil to single combat, during which the devil created a wall of ice in front of the character, then teleported behind the character and created another wall of ice on the other side of him. This fight was happening in a narrow corridor, so the character was now trapped. The devil then teleported back and forth a few more times, adding more layers to the trap. For anyone who doesn't know, bone devils have greater teleport and wall of ice as at-will spell-like abilities.
In 5e? Jeez.
No, in 3.5.
Oh, 3.5.
Yeah.
I should know that, but I don't.
At that point, the character would have frozen to death, but the player thought he would survive because of a feat he had, which didn't do what he thought it did. I don't remember exactly, but I think the feat was Endurance, which the player had mistaken for the Endure Elements spell. Since it was fairly obvious that the player didn't want his character to die under this circumstance, I went ahead and ruled that the character survived long enough for the walls of ice to go away, at which point he finished off the devil. But I openly stated that the character would have died there under Raw without abject DM intervention. Whenever I think back on that, I tend to question whether I made the right decision there. I think it was the best I could have done for player satisfaction, given that I wasn't going to let the player think his series of tactical decisions had been correct. On the other hand, the self-critical voice tells me the character would have suffered the legitimate consequences of his actions. I can see both sides of that, really. I'm not sure what I would do if I had to make a similar decision again. It would definitely be a toss-up between the way I handled it or letting the character die, though. Under that particular circumstance, I wouldn't lie to a player by telling them they legitimately won the encounter. I want the achievements to feel good about I want the achievements you feel good about to be things you really did good at, not things you only got through because I spared you. Yes. Yeah, in that situation, it would really depend. Just as you say, it super depends.
Yeah. But I personally think you made the right choice.
Responding to the subject of improvisation, though, my view is that things in the world exist because I tell my players that it does. Whether something is in the notebook or I just came up with it on the seat of my pants doesn't matter. I may have only made up what was inside a cave on the spot as soon as the PCs walked into it, but within the world of the game, that stuff was already in there. The players gain knowledge of the world as I describe it to them, but anything I establish as true becomes retroactively true even before the moment I told them about it. So because of that, I'm not worried about telling my players that something was improvised. This is all fiction anyway, so anything their characters experience is just as real as anything else those characters experienced. Don't think in meta terms about what's in my notes, only think about the actual story I'm telling you during the session. And that's all I have time to come up with for today. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Also, devils are lawful. Getting someone to break a vow like a contract is fairly unlawful. Which is why succubi aren't devils.
Well, no, it's not that they. That's the thing, though.
Oh, true.
The devils have a very, very specific set of things that they are allowed to do.
Yes.
Because if they don't, they can't reap the souls of, corrupted people.
Yes.
Because it's the whole contract thing. Because if they break the terms of the contract, they also don't get your soul.
Yeah.
And they want your soul real bad.
Yes. Okay. Those were comments. I guess at this point it's patrons and shilling and stuff, and then we're done.
Yeah.
So thank you to our patrons. We have a Patreon. You can go join it if you want. There's a link in the description. Patreon.com/TableTalkDND. And you can support us through it if you want to, and if you're able to, and it's not an obligation. And so these are the people that do. That is Drago Kraken at tier 4 brain. Thank you. Mog Zero at tier 4. Thank you. Rick, aka Unit Rico, at tier 4. Thank you so much. Slazer at tier 4. Thank you as well. Steely at tier 4. Thank you. Drake Cross at tier 3. Thank you as well. Chris at tier 2. Thank you. Frozen Spaghetti at tier 2. Thank you as well. Kill Chrono at tier 2. Thank you. Lux the Oracle at tier 2. Thank you as well. And of course, our tier 1 contributor. Appreciate you. Succubi also aren't usually depicted as making contracts for the act, though. Yeah.
They're not.
They are completely autonomous in that case.
Yeah. That's probably the most demon-y thing about them. But the thing is, with demons are with succubi, incubi, and actually imps, my headcanon is that there are demonic and devilish versions of both.
Oh, sure.
Or I mean all three. So you have the incubi and the succubi and the imps that are all about, destruction and shit like that. But then you have the ones that are more lawful, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Because I think even in the materials, they're described not 100% like demons, but they're more like evil spirits, quote unquote.
Yeah.
It's weird. And so that's why I have it be where they can be either.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can support us through TeePublic, though I think the site was broken the last time I tried to look at it, so let's see if it is now. Nope, good. Okay. It was broken not too long ago, but now it is back up. And you can get our logo on whatever you want from there. That is a way to support us as well. You don't have to, of course. And then, last but not least, go over to Humble Bundle, and you can use our link in the description, and anything you buy through the store will also slightly support us. And Tabletop Alliance, which also has a link in the description for you to follow and look into their charity. See if it's something that you also agree with. And right now, there is a Pathfinder Bundle, which is Pathfinder 2E. It's Pathfinder 2E, and it's a bunch of PDFs of like the core stuff, as well as the bestiary and a bunch of adventures and advanced player's guide and all this kind of stuff. It's good stuff for, what is it, $25 for 28 items? Pretty good. And then there is, I would recommend the Paradox turn-based bundle here, the storied strategy and role-playing, because it has Battletech stuff, as well as Pillars of Eternity, Knights of Pen and Paper 1 and 2, which are great, and the Shadowrun trilogy, which is fantastic. I love the Shadowrun trilogy of games. They're really good. I haven't played Age of Wonders, Planetfall, don't know that, but that's also there. Maybe it's good. I think Paradox does good stuff most of the time. And then, of course, another recommendation, of course, is the Maps bundle here, the Maps Spectacular. $30 for 18 items, but they're really like well-made maps. So if you want those, fucking go look at them. Regardless, up to you. I'm not your dad. Don't listen to me if you don't want to. I don't care. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you're all on the same page now with what is D&D, or sorry, 1D&D 5.5 edition that's coming in 2024, as we are. It's a thing. Who knows? I don't know.
It'll be another 2 years before we do.
Yeah, before we know for sure. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming by, hanging out, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Go on.
Leave.
Leave.
No.